So it seems a lot of you like offline games because not only may you not have internet connection, but apparently maybe you don't want to interact with other people. That's cool. If that's how you want a game, let me give you 10 games that you should check out. These are newer offline games that I've never featured before. Maybe that's a lie. There's 2 in here that I've definitely featured before, but they're here again because I love them so much. But the rest of them, all brand new. Let's dive in and see what antisocial offline games you should be playing next. First up, we have Levelhead. This is an action platformer style game that's a futuristic single player style one. It actually looks pretty cool, and it also seems that it has some strategic elements to it as well, which I can appreciate. But there are quite a few platformers on the list here today, I warn you now. Gameplay here looks like it's a lot of fun, and graphics are pretty on point as well. I think that head, you know, the one that goes through the levels, hence the name of the game, is actually a pretty awesome looking character and able to be modified into very different forms. Kind of reminds me of Kid Chameleon from back in the day. Who remembers that game? Oh, and by the way, Levelhead is not free. It has a $7 price tag. And next up, we have Uncharted Tombs. All right, they're taking the name Uncharted, running with that, and going into a hack and slash style action RPG game where you play as a fairly simplistic character and take down a bunch of green monsters along the way, and other monsters that you encounter as you go further inside of the game. Pretty simplistic here and free to download and free to play. There's no price tag. All of this being said, this is probably one of the least exciting on the list from me, but maybe you'll like it, which is why I'm sharing it with you. Let me know your thoughts. Now I have a roguelike for you, and this one is not brand new. It's been out for approximately 6 years, and this one does have a $8 price tag. It's called Skul, the Hero Slayer. This is a game that if you're looking for something that's definitely been proven over time, that's received awards for being a top game of its genre, you want to dive in here. It also has the retro look and feel with some polish to it though as well. I think this one is really cool, and it gives you that roguelike platformer type gameplay as well. Very simplistic, very offline, very single player experience, and again, most importantly, proven over the test of time, but again, it does have that $8 price tag. Okay, so here's one of the ones that I featured before, but we have to again. There's something about Crossy that I think is just so much fun with its simplistic style gameplay and the graphics of the game as well. It's just basically Cross the Road. If it were only that easy. Tons of obstacles along the way. I like how you could play as different pixelated characters. I like how the deaths that you have are pretty kind of goofy and flattening as it happens. The game just has a lot to offer, and I like how it's a simple offline title. Definitely free to play, and again, not the first time I've mentioned it, but if you haven't tried it yet, it should be the first time you try it. Now we have Children of Morta. This is an action role-playing game, and typically when I see games like this with this graphic style, it reminds me of a Castlevania style game, which by the way, I did love Castlevania. This one though, for some reason, doesn't intrigue me. That being said, the game offers a good amount of depth to it where you could progress your characters, equip them with the proper gear and accessories to progress further inside of the game. If you like older style games that are like Diablo 2-like, maybe a game like Anima, which I featured in my previous video talking about games like Path of Exile 2, this could be an option for you if you can get past the graphic style being used inside of this one. It's worth mentioning this one does have a $7 price tag, so it's another one that's not free to download, but a lot of times when you're getting those premium titles, the ones that you pay a few bucks for, you don't have to deal with any microtransactions or ads, and it's just a better gameplay experience. Now maybe you just want to shoot some things up, no strategy, just go on in, guns blazing and smashing things, then this game is going to be something that's right up your alley. I'm talking about Fury Unleashed, and this one does live up to the name. You basically are going on in with a bunch of different characters, and you are upgrading your gear and shooting everything like crazy. Gives me some Contra vibes, though. This one does have a $4.99, let's just say $5 price tag, so again, another premium title, but still within the scope here of offline experiences for all you people that are antisocial. Now, we're not looking at anything as good as a Tony Hawk game or anything here, but Skater Mobile is an offline skateboarding experience, and I'll be honest with you, I used to play those old school Tony Hawk games back in the day, and they were actually pretty good. this probably looks like one of those old style games. And I have to say, it is pretty rewarding when you land your tricks and are able to unlock new tricks inside of games like this one. This is on the list because there are some skaters out there that may enjoy a sports title like this one. It's free to play too. Dust and Neon is a Netflix title, and we're looking at a straight up action game right here. And you know, if you follow me on this channel, if you know this guy, you'll know I love any game that looks like a Borderlands game when we're talking about art style. And this very much does have that feel. It gives that vibe. Now, obviously it's a top-down style the way you would see in an action RPG, but the gameplay and the actual artwork and weapons very much remind me of Borderlands, which to me is something that's pretty awesome. Probably one of my favorites on the list here today, and if you are interested in that, or if you're a Netflix member, dive on in and get into this one because it actually looks like a ton of fun. And it really just is awesome looking as well. All right, so here's the second game on the list that I said has been in previous videos, Kingdom Rush. Yeah, man, I absolutely love these tower defense games. I don't care if you get this one or any of the others. There's like 5 in the series, and they're all great tower defense experiences where you set down your structures, you upgrade your structures, you could even put down a hero to help fight alongside of the path as well. One of the best tower defense games I've ever played on mobile. Now, there are a few that I absolutely love. This is one of them though. If you like tower defense, stop here, end the video, go download this one. Actually, go download this one, but still watch the rest of the video. Next up is Grid Legends, and this game has a $13.50 price tag. That's actually quite steep in my opinion for a mobile game. The only reason I would say to try this one as an offline racer is if you're someone that's really into racing games that wants an offline experience. I will say the graphics inside of this one are actually pretty great. The game looks really good. That being said, you're gonna have to get over that price tag that we spoke of, nearly $14, actually probably more than that after tax. But if you want a racing game and you're willing to shell out a few beans, you could give this one a shot. I won't be. Hey, now we got a pixelated roguelike style game called The Way Home, where you play as a cat and you shoot things with weapons. Very old school style gameplay here, so I know a few of you are gonna absolutely love this. If you could be cool with being that character, I'm more of a dog guy myself, but that's okay. The gameplay looks like it's a lot of fun. The graphics are pretty cool for a retro style, and the game is free to download if you're looking for a new roguelike that's offline. And we have Wall of Insanity, which is an action shooter style game. It's more difficult to come across offline shooter games than online shooter games. Obviously, this is one of those, and it kind of fits within the genre of games that you'll find that are offline and shooters, kind of horror themed. This is one we've never featured here in the channel before, so I was excited to bring it to you guys. And if you're looking for something that is that shooter experience where you go against some really creepy things, kind of like a Dead Space style game, this could be one that you'd be interested in. Now, it does have a $5 price tag, so keep that in mind. Now, if you want to stay up to date on all the games that you need to be looking out for of all genres, or even playthroughs of some of the newest titles, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out my website, echogaming.io.